Salutations and welcome to the farm. You know, late this summer I put in a whole crop of spinach in our raised gardens, and I was so looking forward to a fall harvest, only to go outside one day and find that our turkeys had flown over the fence and had completely feasted on all of our young spinach. I was really disappointed, but I recently received an online order that has 2 large bundles of fresh organic spinach in it. I'm going to utilize some of it today in some spinach tortellini soup. I'll post the link to that video in the description below. But for now, I'm going to prepare the rest of this spinach for freezing. So I'm going to clean it, blanch it, and then we'll get this in the freezer. So what I have here is I have a large bowl with a colander already in it with some nice cold water. I'm going to separate the leaves from the stems and give this a good wash. You can feel the dirt on the leaves. I think I'm gonna wash this more than once, just to be on the safe side. One thing that's really neat about this organic spinach that we received, they're whole plants. The whole plants have been cut right at the root. What's not so neat is when they cut them and throw them into their bundles. Sometimes weeds get bundled up too, so be really careful when you're going through your spinach to make sure you separate your spinach from the weeds. Okay, so I've rinsed my spinach 3 times. When they say organic, they meant organic, fresh out of the field. It hadn't even been rinsed. There's a lot of debris, some weeds, and I picked through and make sure I got any leaves that didn't quite look like they were top notch. So I've got a pot of hot boiling water here, and we're gonna blanch our spinach for about 60 to 90 seconds. Then we're going to plunge them into some ice cold water to stop the cooking process. Now I have my colander sitting in the ice water so I don't have to worry about plucking all those little ice cubes out later. But let's go ahead and process our first little batch of spinach. Now I tried doing this in a sieve earlier, but the sieve won't fit down into my pot well. So we're just going to take some of our spinach leaves. And when I washed them the last time, I tore them into little bite-sized pieces. And we're just gonna let them cook about 60 to 90 seconds in this boiling water to blanch them. The spinach will retain its bright, beautiful color, and it will freeze nicely. While this first batch is blanching, I have to remember to set some aside for our spinach tortellini soup. I think this should do it. Put that in with the tortellinis. So our first batch is ready to remove from the water. And we're just going to drop it right into our ice bath. We'll allow that to cool, and we'll get ready to put into our muffin cups. Okay, so the spinach has been blanched, it's been drained, it's been cooled, and now we're ready to put it in our muffin tins so that we can freeze them. So what I've done is I've taken some parchment paper, cut it into little squares that will go down into my muffin tins. And I apologize if that's a little loud with the microphone right there. But now what I'll do is I'll just take some of our spinach that's been draining and press it into the muffin tins. This way it will freeze into little individual servings. Individual servings will be ready to grab out of the freezer anytime I need them. Okay, so it looks like we got about 4 large, these are the jumbo muffin size tins. So it looks like we got about 4 of those tins filled up. And now these are ready to pop in the freezer. So I will get 4 meals out of this, plus I've got the 1 meal ready to go for later for our spinach tortellini soup. So thank you for joining me here on the farm. I hope you learned a little something about preserving your spinach and getting it ready to put in the freezer. Take care, and we'll see you next time.